So, shalom. This will be good sound-wise. All right, so first and foremost, I'll start off by saying Brakatham, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the hopefully elect, starting with the 145,000. Shalom. All right, so Lord willing, right? Well, I'm not gonna make it too long, but through the Spirit, I'm gonna cut this car on so I can cut on the AC real fast. But through the Spirit, as I was just left the gym, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. I know it's like it's all the Spirit, man. Because just earlier, I was looking through lessons, and I was trying to find a certain lesson I had did, about a precept. Because I can't remember exactly. It was Ezekiel or Isaiah, and I looked through the lesson. I had put this precept in one of the lessons I did in the description box, and I was looking at it through the Spirit. And Apostle Rumlai, he was doing a lesson, going into how Esau he's exposed, things of that such, and he ended up breaking the lesson out. Through the Spirit, I wanted to touch on it a little bit and a few precepts around it, just going into right. And I'll read it right. I got it pulled up in the KJV, and I pull up in it. I'll read it in both, in the NLT and KJV. It says, "But if our gospel be hid, it's hid to them that are lost." Right? It says, "Of whom the power of this world, right, has blinded the minds of them which believe not. That's the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach Yahweh Shah, right, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine to them." Right? I'm reading to you in the NLT. Right? It says, "If the goodness we preach is hidden behind the veil, is only hidden from people who are perishing," because ultimately them are the ones who are basically condemned to condemnation, man. Right? They're set to condemnation. Right? They can't receive the truth. Yahweh Shah is stumbling block into them. Right? Because of there was a point that was appointed to it. What was that 2 Peter 2:5 or 1 Peter 2:5? Right? They was appointed to it. Right? Right? But it's the point where I want to get to right here. It says Satan, who is the power of this world, right? Because ultimately, you got a spiritual demon of doubt. You got Satan who has charge of Esau, Edom, and they're the physical sons and daughters of Satan. Satan. The word, when you go to the word Satan means adversary. I mean, he's opposite. Everything that he does, everything that his whole objective is to oppose everything that Yahweh Shah has said. Right? 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 4. Right? It says, I'll read verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall come, that day shall not come, so there be a falling away first," going into 680 to 70 AD, right? Us falling away, us scattered, land being the part of us scattered over, us scattered all over, and eventually falling away from our heritage, right? It says, "And that men of sin be revealed, the son of perdition," the son of destruction. Who is that? Esau, Edom, right? Who has the blessing of this world, the fatness of this earth. Right? He has his portion. He's the power of this earth. He's Satan, man. Satan, Satan has control of this earth, right? Because the Most High gave him the power of this earth, right? The basis of man, low of low. Job 30, Daniel 4:17, right? It says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God," right? So he opposed against anything of Yahweh Shah, man. And he wanted to be like a God on the earth. That's why he wanted to insert that chip into you so he can control you, so you can come into him, so he can have the charge over everybody, right? Or that is worship. So that he is so that he as a God, so that in the temple of God, showing himself that he is a God, right? And that's the mindset he got. Thinking that he a God, right? Which, ultimately, Yahweh Shah gave Satan the power of Esau, which he gave Esau, the power of this world, man. Right? So what are they doing? They took their power and went out and deceived the whole world, man. Right? Let's go to that real fast. I was going to go to Ezekiel 28. Just one precept of them calling themselves a God. This is Ezekiel 28. I'm going to say it's around about verse 2, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Ezekiel 28 and 2. Right? It says, "Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, this saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, and I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas represent the people, yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God." So this is talking about Esau, how they set their heart as the heart of God. They set their mindset as if they're gods, right? One quick precept that just come to mind real fast. Isaiah 14 and Verse 13, right? It says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the side of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And this Esau Edom mindset, right? That's why they trying to take over everything, right? They want to control everybody, right? And the ones able to deceive is the ones they only people they able to deceive the ones that's not of the elect. The ones who who's blinded them from receiving this truth, right? Those are the ones who can't receive this truth, right? And that's how Esau Edom goes out and deceives the whole world. Matter of fact, if I go to Revelation, I'm gonna go back to 2 Thessalonians 2, right? In verse 9, right? It says, because it's going into how Yahweh gonna come, right? Matter of fact, I started verse 8. He said, then shall that wicked be revealed, which Esau, how they're exposed, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. The mouth of the Lord right now, the prophets, the teachers, the prophets, teaches the elders, the righteous man who's speaking his truth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, the chariots, right? This fire, the destruction he's going to bring. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, they might be saved, right? So what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna read verse 11. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. So Esau Edom, Yahweh shall allow him to deceive those ones, right? He sent a strong delusion where they won't receive this truth, right? And this truth is hidden. It's here to those ones that were lost. Those ones that are lost. Ones who are perishing, man. Those ones who are ordained to it, but they're lost, right? Because Satan, Esau Edom, he got him, man. Right? You gotta think. The scriptures say what? That serpent, right? Which is that same serpent from the garden, which is back here today. Esau, the same wicked spirit. He's more crafty, more cunning than any beast of the field. So he's smooth. He know how. And that's why you think he went to the woman. He know how to deceive Jake. He know Jake's pressure point. That serpent, that snake, know how to size up his prey. He know how to make Jake hungry. He know how to make Jake vulnerable, right? Everybody, not even just Jake, everybody. He deceived the whole world, right? Revelation 12 and right here, verse 9, it says, and that great dragon, right? That great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, right? Called the devil, right? And Satan, and that great dragon, Esau Edom, right? Ultimately, Roman, when we really understand it, it's going to the Roman Empire. We speak about it, but the Roman Empire, Edomites, they're all the same, right? That great dragon, Esau Edom, right, was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole earth. It's like it deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So this Satan, he go out and deceives the whole world. When we go back to 2 Corinthians 4:4, it says Satan, right? Let's read it in NLT. If the good news we preach is hidden behind a veil, it is only hidden from the people who are perishing. Satan, who is the power of this world, who is the God of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. So the ones who don't believe, they went out and blinded it. They don't put all this false narrative, this false reality in their face. They do it through movies. They do it through all type of things. Because ultimately, they want them on their side. So when they enforce their new world order, they automatically fall in line with it, right? Matthew 24:24, right? Matthew 24:24, right? And it reads, it says, for there shall arise false Christ and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So they coming out with great signs and wonders that if it were possible, they can deceive the elect. But we know nothing gonna take the elect from the love of Yahweh outside. Nothing gonna take the elect from this truth. But their signs and wonders so good that if it were possible, they'll be able to deceive the elect. Because that's what their blessings are, right? Revelation 16:13. Right? He says, and I saw three unclean spirits. I saw three unclean spirits like frogs, because frogs are unclean, come out of the mouth of the dragon. You got the Washington, D.C., the Pentagon, the military headquarters of the Vice Roman Empire, right? You got Vatican City, right, which is the religious headquarters. Then you got London, UK, right, which is the financial headquarters, right, of the Vice Roman Empire, right? This beast system, this wicked system, right? Mouth of a dragon, out the mouth of the beast, right? NATO EU, right? Dragon Roman Empire, NATO EU, right? Out of the mouth of the false prophet. The false prophet is who, right? Vatican City, the Roman Catholic Church, It says, for they're the spirits of, when you go to Vatican City, that's prophets of the, break it down as prophets of the serpent, right? It says, for they're the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth to the kings of the earth and the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Almighty. So ultimately, they're working miracles. They go forth to all the kings of the earth to gather them up. They want to get them on their side. They trick them, deceive them, get them tricked up. Only to the ones who don't believe. That's how smooth and crafty Esau is with his moves, right? What else finna go to? There's another precept on my mind. And ultimately, they trying to do all that. No, that's it's like it was a talking point I want to say. Oh, and that's why, as I was gonna say, that's why that's why it was prophecy that Esau been made bare in the lesson. It's inspired me to do this. And apart from what I'm doing, that's why Esau's been made bare, man. That's why he's been exposed. That's why he's been put on point, because the elect going to see those things. So to the ones who don't believe, Esau done blinded them. So you can't tell them, oh, Esau, the wicked. Oh man, that's the devil. They ain't the devil's the big red man with horns coming out his head, who's sitting underground burning in fire. Right? Esau done deceived everybody, done tricked everybody. Right? But the elect know him. That's why the script say we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Right? I want to say the lesson I want to say it was titled, because it's a quote. I think it's a quote Elder Apostle Gabar had said in one of his lessons. He said, to be truly learned, you got to be as a serpent, right? Because that's why I say I see you for the humble as a dove and wise as a serpent, because we got to be serpent and know his ways and know his moves, know his tactics. We know those ways and tactics and moves, so he can't deceive the elect. He can't come against those chosen ones of Yahweh Shah, right? So I want to got a quick precept real fast, Lord willing. Proverbs 12:26. It says, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them. So Esau, he done tricked Jake up so much that the way of the wicked seduced them. They got him caught up. Jake don't know. America created this YN spirit. America created all these wicked narratives and ways that you thinking that you're an African American, you a mess. You got your head created all this bullshit, and they got the whole world to see themselves to the elect, right? That's why. Let's go back to verse 4 again. Satan, who is the power of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand his message about the glory of Mashiach Yahweh Shah, who is the exact likeness of Yahweh, right? So they don't understand. They don't get it, right? They don't get it because why? Esau, got him in darkness, right? And why the scripture say what? They gross darkness, man, right? Isaiah 16:2, they gross darkness, right? Another one I want to go to real fast, Isaiah 3:12. It says, as for my people, children are their oppressors. When referring to the children, it's talking about the Edomites, man. Job 30:1, right? Them who are younger than me have me in derision, and younger goes to rank because they're under us, right? As for my people, children are their oppressors, and one rule over them, right? That's and that's because it's all out of order, right? It says, oh my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err. Who's in charge? Who is leading? Right? And destroy the way of thy path. So Esau, who's in charge, who is leading, right? They cause these to err, right? Put pork in front of your face, put on the commercial of a ham, a bacon cheese. They do all these things. They cause Jake they lead Jake to err. They lead Jake wrong in all ways, man. Because that's the power that Satan got to deceive and trick those ones who are set for that perishing. But that's why he's exposed. That's why Esau, is exposed. Right? And for the ones who have the knowledge and understanding of Yahweh Shah, we have that light. How do you expose darkness? By putting light on it. So we got a light, which is that knowledge and understanding to expose the darkness, to expose them. That's why the scripture said, ye are not of darkness, ye are of light. Right? With the children of the light. That's why Yahweh Shah also said what? I come a light into the world. Because he brought that knowledge and understanding to us, man. And exposed Jake and all his, exposed Esau Edom and all his ways. So he can't trick and confuse us. Right? One more quick precept that come to mind, Lord willing. That's how we're going to make this no long one. Book of Sirach, is it 10? Yeah, book of Sirach 10. I started verse 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. What manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all that dwell therein. So if the wicked rule, guess what's going on? That's what the people are. People are wicked, except for the elect who don't follow the order of Yahweh, who don't follow the order of Esau. We follow the righteousness of Yahweh. Yeah, we in this kingdom. We abide by the laws and things that are set because we're in captivity. You gotta do that. If you don't, you get locked up, you get thrown in jail, things such. But when it comes to certain things that go against Yahweh Shah, and you gotta lock us up, you gotta do what you gotta do. We don't follow that order. We don't. Esau, can't deceive us and trick us and or blind us, right? He can't get us because how about Shia gave us that light to expose him, and he's exposed. We're telling him for who he is and the things he's trying to do, right? So Lord willing, that's what I want to touch on real fast, Lord willing, man. Esau Edom, he's trying, man, but he can't. He's trying, he can't. Those righteous see E for who he is, right? That's what title lesson, man. The righteous see E for who he is. The wicked is deceived by him, man, right? So with that being said, Lord willing, right, hope this lesson was edifying and exalting, right? And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the hopefully elect, starting with the 144,000. Shalom.